Hey guys, welcome in. My name's Shannon. Thank you so much for being here. I apologize for my voice. If you guys are, if you watch the channel, you probably know I've been MIA. I've been a little under the weather this week. So I just did an Aquarius reading. This is going to be a timeless Aquarius reading as well. The last one was a little off the wall, so we're gonna try this again. I might put that up for subscribers, not subscribers, members. I'm not sure what the names are, but we'll see what happens. But basically there's this idea of us coming up to a fork in the road, something that needs to be decided upon, but whatever this is that we're dealing with, whether it's a decision or, trying to decide which direction we want to go in life, whatever this is for you, no matter how big or how small, it's pointing us back at looking at our ego and seeing how our ego and our choices are the basis for every outcome that's occurring in our lives. I hope that makes sense. I'm not quite sure how to tie this all up in a neat little bow, but all right, Spirit, for the Aquarius Collective, what do we need to know, please? What is going on here with the Aquarius Collective? Help me to understand. Squaring the circle. Interesting, we've gotten that before. And boat. I'm just going to, we have awareness on the bottom of the deck. I'm just going to read the brief little blip for each of these. If you don't want to stick for that, scroll a second or two ahead. So squaring the circle relates to mastery over our inner and outer operations. Again, coming back to this idea of mastering something or needing to master something or needing to get to a different level with something before we can move on. And boat, there's actually a quote, mastering others is strength. Mastering yourself is true power. Lao Tzu. If I pronounced that wrong, I'm so sorry. The mantra here is, I trust the direction of the universe and maintain peaceful awareness through all conditions. So we're definitely being asked to be aware of this. And by awareness, I mean to be truly aware of what's happening, to move past this ego-driven veil that we can sometimes see the world through. And in doing so, in learning more about ourselves, learning about ourselves at a deeper level, we're able to see more clearly the direction in which we need to move to get to where we want to go. All right, let's see here. For Aquarius, please, Spirit. What do we need to know about this mastery? Judgment. You're being called to do something here. And this is kind of falling in line with the last reading. It's this very high level idea that I'm really struggling to put into words. And if you guys have been here, for a while, you probably know I usually don't have a problem transmuting what's coming through energetically into words, but it feels like such a big concept that's trying to come through. There's something that happens on a major level. If this reading is for you, let's start there. If this reading's for you, something has happened or something is about to happen that is going to kind of be one of those snaps you and wakes you up and makes you think, holy hell, you know, where has my head been for so long? Like this moment of like light bulb moment going off, okay? And it's going to make you realize something about yourself and the way that maybe you are handling things, maybe the way you are presenting yourself to the outside world, maybe the way you're thinking about yourself internally. But there's something here about you gaining awareness through a situation that's going to occur. And this could even just be like you get visited in a dream. It doesn't have to be something in the physical necessarily. What's led up to this? What led up to this, Spirit? Aquarius. Thank you. The Knight of Cups. The Eight of Cups fell out as well, but it fell face down, so that goes back in to get shuffled. Something was brought to you, was offered to you, something that would have sparked your creativity, sparked your want, your desire for love, for connection. This also could have been like, again, receiving some type of a message intuitively. What do we need to know about this? Wow, guys. Okay, we have Temperance and the Hermit coming out. So, Knight of Swords fell down on the floor. Temperance and the Hermit. Why do we need to know about this? Spirit's asking you guys to go within to find a balance here. A balance between what, you ask? It feels to me, for most of you, like the biggest amount of energy that's coming in, what it feels most like, is going within to really be truly authentic to yourself and transparent with yourself about who you are at a deep level. Who are you truly, and who are you when you're expressing yourself through your ego? All of this feels to me like it ties into some type of an ego death. Like we're being asked to reconsider something that feels almost as if it's a vital part of who we are, when in actuality it's a projection of something that lives inside of us that we haven't dealt with yet. And I don't know why we need to deal with this right this second, but it feels like it's tied to something you're trying to achieve, something you're trying to bring into this world. Maybe you're trying to write a book, but there's something here about needing to connect back with who you are authentically, and from there really do the work on what is you, what is your ego, and being able to be honest with yourself about that. And that's not an easy thing to do. It's not an easy thing to do, to be completely honest with ourselves about our egos. Because oftentimes our egos are just trying to protect us, right? We can make justification for it all day long, but it's a difficult thing that Spirit's asking you to do right now. But I feel like this is connected in some way to you guys really breaking through to a new level of understanding of who you are, what you want to do, feeling free, feeling like, you can accomplish anything that's put in your path because you know who you are. And we all feel like we always know who we are, right? Of course I know who I am. But then there's these moments like this that come around and give us the opportunity to learn who we are at just that slightly deeper level. And that never ends. It's cyclical. Okay, I'm going to be quiet now. Let's pull a couple more cards. So, what are we dealing with? The Seven of Wands. Like I said, your ego with the Lovers. There's a decision that needs to be made, guys. And I really feel like it's between, how should I say this? I hate to bring it down to this like physical of an example, but I think that this is going to be the easiest way to explain it. Let's say like there's a piece of candy and Spirit's like, hey, you want this piece of candy? And you're like, heck yeah, I want that piece of candy. Spirit's like, well, if you want this piece of candy, you're going to have to really sit with how you are, who you are, what are your intentions, and you're going to have to come to a conclusion about a way in which you can either release something or a way in which you can transmute something about yourself that will lead you ultimately to being a better person. And immediately you become defensive because you're like, what? That shame kicks in, right? Like shame, feelings of like, oh, what's wrong with me? Things like this. And so we put our guard up. We're going to be on the defensive. And Spirit's asking you to make this big decision to kind of get through that. To get through that feeling of being defensive, because you don't need to be defensive. It's not you against you. It's you working with you to understand yourself better. So don't feel shame. Don't feel judged. But there's something here that needs to be looked into, guys. And how is this going to affect us once we get through it? The Ace of Wands. The Emperor. You guys, there's something here big coming through for you. The Ace of Wands, the Emperor, something involving stability, something involving growth, something involving something that you're passionate about. But there's this major question of you sitting with your ego, your projections, how you handle things, all those really difficult questions that nobody really wants to ask themselves because they feel like, why am I being mean to myself? Don't be mean. Just be honest. Try to see things from an outsider's perspective. What else, Spirit? Give me something, good to say to these poor people. This sounds terrible. I mean, it sounds terrible, but at the end of the day, this isn't me saying that there's something wrong with you. This is something that I will also be looking into doing. Because I'm always kind of trying to do this. But it is difficult. All right, Let's pull a couple more cards and we'll pull one more oracle card and I'll let you guys go. Yeah, please don't take this that this is like something personal for me. The Fool. The Fool, the Hierophant. You guys, we've got the majority of the cards that are out right now are all major arcana. That's why I'm trying to drive this point home, that this is a much bigger idea than just like the day-to-day things that we have to deal with, that we have to go through. This is a major look into who you are, into what you are, into what you believe, into, you know, Spirit's really asking you to look at yourself, to make changes where changes need to be made, and to celebrate the areas of your life that you've already brought up to a new level. Because there's something big that's coming in here. And it's something that's going to align with your values. It could also be something here where a person that maybe you respect in a big way is going to be coming through to talk to you. Could also have to do with some type of anything involving your value system, really, with the Hierophant. Could also have to do with a marriage. Let's pull one more oracle card and I'm going to let you guys go. So be brave. Do the work, Aquarius. There we go. Know thyself and compassion. Perfect cards to end on. Know thyself. Have compassion for yourself. Don't be afraid to go through these ego deaths or, you know, awakenings, however you want to look at it, however you want to phrase it. You know, that's just words. But at the end of the day, this shouldn't make you feel bad. It can make you feel a lot of things. And it should make you feel a lot of things. But remember, feelings are just that. They're feelings. You also need to come at this from a logical perspective as well, a rational one. So be sure to combine to temperance, to balance out all of those different things, right? The air, the fire, the water, the earth. Have that balance set before you start to dive in and try to do this work. All right, friends, that's where we're going to leave it at today. Thank you guys so much for being here. I love you all so much. I truly hope you're having a beautiful day, and I'll talk to you again soon.